Cheap ICT access can provide information and awareness on climate change impacts and solutions, as well as enable remote work and education to reduce travel demand. Information and communication technology, ICT, is a powerful tool for tackling climate change. It can help us monitor, analyze, and share data on the environment and the effects of global warming. It can also help us adopt more sustainable behaviors and practices in various sectors of the economy and society. One of the benefits of cheap ICT access is that it can increase awareness and knowledge on climate change issues among people, especially in the least developed countries. According to the IPCC Special Report on Global Warming of 1.5 degrees Celsius, access to information and education can enhance adaptive capacity and reduce vulnerability to climate change impacts. Cheap ICT access can also facilitate the dissemination of best practices and innovations for climate action, such as renewable energy, energy efficiency, low-carbon transport, and agriculture. Another benefit of cheap ICT access is that it can enable remote work and education, which can reduce travel demand and greenhouse gas emissions. For example, teleworking can save time, money, and energy by avoiding commuting and office-related costs. Teleeducation can provide learning opportunities to people who live in remote or underserved areas, without requiring them to travel long distances. Both teleworking and teleeducation can also improve productivity, quality of life, and social inclusion. However, cheap ICT access also comes with some challenges and trade-offs. For instance, ICT devices and networks consume a lot of energy and resources, which can contribute to the digital carbon footprint. Therefore, it is important to use ICT in a smart and efficient way, by optimizing the design, operation, and disposal of ICT equipment, as well as by using renewable energy sources whenever possible. In conclusion, cheap ICT access can play a significant role in helping us adapt to climate change, by providing information and awareness on its impacts and solutions, as well as by enabling remote work and education to reduce travel demand. However, we also need to be mindful of the environmental impacts of ICT itself, and use it in a responsible and sustainable way. Transport connectivity and cheap ICT access can enhance climate resilience by improving access to essential services, reducing vulnerability to extreme weather events, and supporting adaptation planning and monitoring. First, transport connectivity can facilitate the movement of people and goods across regions and countries, enabling access to markets, healthcare, education, and other essential services. For example, improved multimodal transport connectivity can reduce trade costs, enhance efficiency and competitiveness of doing business, and allow for the use of more environmentally friendly modes of transport. This can help mitigate climate change by reducing greenhouse gas emissions and enhancing economic development. Second, cheap ICT access can provide reliable and timely information and communication to people and communities, especially in rural areas susceptible to natural disasters. For example, low Earth orbital satellites can offer affordable internet access to remote areas that lack terrestrial infrastructure. This can help people access weather forecasts, early warning systems, disaster relief coordination, and other vital information that can save lives and livelihoods. Third, transport connectivity and cheap ICT access can support adaptation planning and monitoring by enabling data collection, analysis, and dissemination. For example, sensors and drones can collect data on environmental conditions, such as temperature, rainfall, soil moisture, and air quality. This data can be transmitted via internet or mobile networks to centralized platforms that can process and visualize the data for decision makers and stakeholders. This can help identify climate risks and vulnerabilities, design and implement adaptation measures, and evaluate their effectiveness and impact. In conclusion, transport connectivity and cheap ICT access are key tools for enhancing climate resilience in the Asia-Pacific region. However, they require more investment in regional cross-border infrastructure and national grids, as well as public-private partnerships and policy coordination. By harnessing the potential of transport connectivity and cheap ICT access, we can build a more sustainable and resilient future for ourselves and generations to come.